Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Today we have got the FA Cup 4th qualifying round against Ashton United, who are a league below us, which is fantastic news for us. And then we've also got Scarborough Athletic in the Vanarama National North. So since you were last here, we've only played 3 games, and you can already tell that we've won one of them because we won that 3rd qualifying round against... Who was it against now? It was against Worcester, wasn't it? Against Worcester. We won that game, which means we're now in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round, playing Ashton United from the league below us. This is the best chance we've ever had of getting to the FA Cup first round proper, and I think we've got to back ourselves to do it. So as I was saying, since you were last here, we've played 3 games. You were last here for the Chorley win and the Telford draw. After that, we played Worcester in the FA Cup and we won it 2-1. They scored first, but we replied instantly, and then Mark Mason scored one later on to make sure that we really cemented that win. So that was really good to see. We then played Guiseley in the league with Lee Masters scoring his first goal of the season to make sure we won it 1-0. And then we played Kidderminster in the league at home. Kidderminster also in the playoffs, a decent side. And it was a bit of a Telford game. If you remember the Telford game from last episode, it was very similar to that. Kidderminster with a side on top, and we were lucky, I think. We were lucky to get the penalty and score the penalty, really. If we didn't get that, we would have lost that game. So they are the 3 games that have gone through. We've actually dropped down to 2nd in the table because where we drew, Brackley won their game. So they go ahead of us by 2 points in the table, but we are still unbeaten. Worryingly, though, we have had 6 draws, and I don't think anyone else has had more than that. Nuneaton have had 9 draws, if we look down here, but other than that, 6 draws could be too many, but at least we've not lost the games. We're 13 games into the league season, still unbeaten. I've never actually had an invincible season. I don't think I've ever actually come close to an invincible season. But we're only 13 games in, but I'm starting to get a bit excited. To try and help us stay unbeaten this season, we've made one more signing. Now, we said last episode we needed another central midfielder, and the central midfielder became available, and you will recognise him because we had him last season on loan from QPR. If you don't know who it is yet, you should do, because I've clicked on the wrong page. You should know who he is. It is Joseph Hall. He's on a permanent signing for us now. Came in from a free transfer. Current ability of 3.5 star, current ability with 4.5 star potential. We just saw him on a scout report, and he didn't want to join us in summer at all. He wasn't keen to join us, but then he came up again at another scout report recently. And luckily for us, he decided to join the club. So he was let go from QPR after he was on loan with us last season and has now joined us again. So we've got an extra body in midfield, which we needed. And actually, he's better than some of the midfielders we've already got there. So it's a win-win situation, really. He actually slots right into today's team for the game against Ashton United. This is his first start. He's made 2 substitute appearances and played relatively well. This is going to be his first start today, as I'll take you through the lineup then. So it's a pretty usual back line now of Andrew, Dale, Walkley, Summerskill and Cook. McCabe stays in that CDM position. The midfield is now Hall and Scott Pollock. Lee Masters is taking a break for this game, and Howler's just about got back from injury, but he's going to be introduced back into the squad slowly. Spencer Keller finds himself on the left-hand side of the pitch, with Douglas Hurst on the right, and then Mark Mason starts up front. Mason, by the way, is now on 10 goals this season, which is already more than probably all of our strikers combined in the past 2 or 3 seasons. So, I mean, he's a great signing, a really good striker. Is his value increased anymore? It's still at 6.7. But he's still bagging the goals in 9 league goals, 10 in total. It's a good performance from him. Right then, so kickoff is upon us today, and I really think this is a great opportunity for us to progress into the first round of the FA Cup. We've been very lucky with the ties that we've gotten in the FA Cup qualifying rounds. All the teams have been from the leagues below us, so that's been very handy because we could have had teams from a league above us in this round. And then we had that last season with York, and York beat us. Unfortunately, we could have got to the FA Cup first round. But this season, we've been very lucky. And if all goes to plan, and we play as well as we have been all season, we will be in the FA Cup first round. Ashton, though, they're not going to make it easy for us at all. They're going to be playing with all their might. Because as important as it is for us to get to the FA Cup first round for not just pride, but for the money and for the the experience and the fans and things like that, it's as important to Ashton United as well. If they get into the FA Cup first round, what a money spinner that would be for them. Last season we lost to York. York in the first round were away to Blackburn Rovers, who have a 35,000 capacity seater stadium. And that's what I want. I either want us to go into the first round and play away to like a Blackburn with a huge stadium to just make loads of money, or we play at home against someone from our division maybe, and then we've got a chance to go into the second round. Like, that would be, I want one of the 2 spectrums, a really good team with a big stadium or a really crap team that we actually might beat. I am talking though as if we've already qualified, and we haven't, and there's not been a single highlight in this first half, which is slightly worrying. So I think in the second half, at least from 50 minutes onwards, maybe let's just keep things steady for the start. No, actually, let's not. Let's not mess around. We need to win this game. Let's go to the dressing room. We'll get the assistant to do the team talk out there. But we're going to go to tactics. And we're going to move Mick McCabe into that attacking midfielder position. But we're going to take him off and bring Jackie Wallace on the pitch instead. He can come on there like that. He can play as an advanced playmaker on attack. Which means Scott Pollock can change into his more preferred central midfielder on attack position. And then Hall can become Mazzala. No, he doesn't need to be a Mazzala. I don't like that. So we'll leave him as we'll put him as a more box-to-box midfielder for the second half, I think. So there we go, changes made. Hopefully that's going to be good enough. We'll move up to attacking as well, I think, in the second half as well. We need to grab some goals. And we may be setting ourselves up for a bit of a shock at the end, but it needs to be done. Amazingly as well, over 500 Lincoln fans are here today, which is really good. I think that's the highest home crowd that we've seen potentially ever, actually. The highest attendance that we've had is at 800 and something against Boston, but Boston brought more than half of the fans. So Boston have had the highest home attendance, technically, I suppose. Other than that, though, I'm failing to see what's going on and why we're not scoring. So I'm going to say push forward out there to the boys. Hopefully that'll do something. Saying that, though, it's not really changed anything at all, has it? What I think we might do then is... What do we bring another striker on? Because the wingers aren't playing particularly well out there. So if we move Keller into the centre there, and we bring Lee Masters on to be a ball-winning midfielder, just to try and create a bit of stability in the middle of the park, and then what we do is we move Mason over, and then we bring Douglas Hurst up front, and we bring on Jermaine Turner as another striker. I think this could be the way to go. We'll make him a pressing forward on support, but that's the best we can do, I think, right now. We'll say push forward once again to the boys out there. I mean, very attacking as well. That might be the way to go. We've got a free kick. Mason's free kick. Save Palmer. Turner, rather. I don't say Palmer. I just saw the error on the end and said Palmer. Turner puts it in the back of the net with 10 minutes to go. And this could... Okay, let's get off very attacking now then. Let's go back to a positive attitude out there. That is the goal we needed. And we just have to hold on now because there's been so few highlights in this game. Anything could happen still. It's only one goal as well. We have been known in the past to concede late goals in big games. And Ashton, I'm sure, could score it if they tried the hardest. The clock's ticking down though. Are we about to go to the FA Cup first round? Please. I hope we get a massive game away from home to a big stadium. That's what I want. I just want the money. Masters puts a free kick in right at the end and it goes all the way through. And the referee calls for a free kick, actually. So there's 30 seconds on the clock. Ashton surely can't do it now. Masters wins the header and we're coming forward with the ball. Just hold on to it. Let's not be silly. Hold on to it for another 15 seconds. That's not holding on to it, is it really, lads? They've kicked out for it. They've given up Ashton. It goes out for a throw-in. The referee might not even let us take it. He lets us take it. Mason wins it. Hold on to it. The cross goes in, to be fair, and it's cleared. And it's all over. I thought that to go on the counter-attack and score maybe, but it's all over. Lincoln 1, Ashton 0, and we're going to the FA Cup first round. So there we go. £14,000 worth of prize money. What does that do to our finances? Only £133,000 in the red. The new board that we've got in, it's not really a new board anymore. We've had it for a season or so. The ball we had before, they used to just pump money into the club. We went £50,000 in the red. They just give us 50k to get out of it again. Whereas this board, they've not done that yet at all, which it worries me. Tell you what, I don't know when the draw is, but I am very excited for this FA Cup draw. Now, if we get a big team as well, we could be on TV. This has the potential to be such a money spinner. Such a money spinner. At the same time, it has the potential to be at home to Accrington. And no one's going to turn up to that, and it's not going to be in TV, and we'd lose it, and it wouldn't be. We wouldn't make any money from it, which would be annoying. I really want a big away game. Okay, so here it is. Cardiff City we could be playing. Imagine drawing away to Cardiff or Charlton, but let's say we could be away to Fareham Town as well, which actually wouldn't be that bad. 'Cause that surely would mean that we'd be in the second round rather. There's 91 teams to draw, so let's do this quickly. Oh, we're away to Salford. That was very quick, wasn't it? Away to Salford. Which, I mean, come on, that's a bit of a... They're bottom of League 2, though. They are bottom of League 2. and they've actually, they did win a game there, didn't they? But they've not really won many this season. I mean, it's not the worst, is it? It's an awful draw. It's an awful draw for an away game, because it's not Charlton, and it's not Cardiff, unfortunately. Let's draw all teams quickly. Wait, what's going on here then? Was I looking at Lincoln? I was looking at Lincoln City. I was looking at Lincoln. Okay, well, I've been a massive idiot there. We're not away to Salford. Who are we actually playing then? We're either going to be at Boreham Wood or Oxford City, which actually is a decent draw. Boreham Wood are near the bottom of the National League. We're the top of our league, so that's a winnable game. Oxford City are in the league below us. It's away from home, but that's a winnable tie. That's a very, very winnable tie. We could be going to the FA Cup second round, lads. And then once we're in the second round, potential for the third round. That could be interesting. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves now, Tom. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a job to do against Scarborough. We need to focus on the league now, and we can't even think about the third round. We've got no business being in the third round or the second round, let alone the first round. So let's just keep our heads on and focus on this Scarborough game. We need to make a few changes to the lineup just because a few players are looking a little bit tired. We don't have, it says 7 substitutes there still, but I don't think we should have 7 substitutes. So we'll leave it. We'll leave the 7 substitutes there, but we shouldn't have it. We're going to bring Howell on for we're going to bring him on for Hall, and then we'll swap Howell and Pollock round. Sorry. We'll give Dion Sanderson a run out instead of Summerskill as well. I think that's probably important to do. Mason wasn't that sharp in the last game, to be fair. I'd kind of want to play Agu or Turner. We'll bring Turner off the bench and we'll put Agu on the bench. I think we'll leave it as it is. In fact, that's probably the only change that we'll make. We'll bring Howell on just to give him a run out instead for today's game. Other than that, I don't really want to change the side too much. I think, well, Dale's quite tired, so we'll bring Turiak on for him instead, just because Dale is looking tired out there. We'll give him a rest. But other than that, we'll go for that lineup. Right then, kickoff is upon us on this particularly long pitch. We can't go top of the table because Brackley won their game when we played our FA Cup game. So the best we can do is just close the gap to them once again. Brackley will slip up again at some point. They've already lost the game this season, or maybe 2. As long as we keep averaging at least 2 points a game, we'll be absolutely fine for top of the table challenging. So as long as we keep getting, on average, 2 points a game, it's fine. Scarborough, by the way, are sitting down in 17th, 16th right now, 16th in the table. So this should be let's not zoom in that much. Should be a relatively routine win as Keller collects the ball and decides to come forward with it on his own. Passes to Mason now. He's surrounded by 4 players. Gets it off to Howell in space. Howell can put the ball forward to Douglas, who can get a cross in. No, he can't, but Cook might. Howell might be able to, or Pollock might be able to shoot instead. He does and puts it just wide of the post. The former #United man can't quite get it on target, but a nice little move from us. I am slightly concerned that we might be just slowing down a little bit. The foot's coming off the gas a bit. We've been very, very good all season. Obviously, we've not lost a game yet, but the last game we played against Ashton, it wasn't easy. And there's been 1 or 2 games, the Hyde game and the Kidderminster game, where really we were lucky, and the Telford game, we're lucky not to lose those games. So I think maybe we're just easing off the gas a little bit. We need to keep focused for the rest of the season. We're a quarter of the way through now or so, which is, Turiak comes very close. They're a quarter of the way through or so now. We've done very well. I think come the end of the season, we will be in and around the playoffs, maybe should be around the top. I just don't want us to get complacent. Really do not want us to get complacent. We need to win this game today, I've got to say. We do need to win it, because we need to be keeping up with Brackley as well. I mean, as long as we keep getting 2 points per game on average or so, we can win all our home games, draw all our away games, and I reckon that's enough to win the title. But I don't want to let Brackley get too far ahead of us either way. Again, another big away attendance from us, another 13 fans travelling away. It's getting good now, our away attendances. They are really creeping up. We do have a chance now, though, on the 60-minute mark as Pollock puts it out to Turiak. Will we finally get one this time? We do! Danny Douglas-Hurst puts Turiak's cross into the back of the net, which is fantastic. We finally broken a deadlock. I mean, actually, to be fair, Scarborough have not had a shot all game today, which shows our game management is still very good. Just some of the chances we've created haven't been brilliant. Mark Mason in the past 3 or 4 games, or 2 or 3 games, as Spencer Keller gets his second from that free kick. Mark Mason, although he's got 10 goals in total this season, he's not scored for 3 or 4 games now, I don't think. So that's slightly worrying. And another 6.6 rating from him right now. it screams substitution, and we've got to show him that he's not guaranteed to start every game. So Matthew Aguirre is going to come on with only 5 substitutes, not 7. That does make sense. I don't know why it said we still had 7 on the pre-match thing. We'll need to try and sort that out. We'll make that change. Howell's also looking tired out there. We will swap him out as well. Lee, we need to sort the bench out a little bit. I forgot to do that, to be fair. Pollock will swap for Lee Masters in those positions there, so that's fine, to be fair. They're the changes that we'll make, I think, for this game. Another free kick, actually. A very similar position. Turak puts it in. Pollock, his header hits the post. He's been unlucky not to score 2 goals today, to be fair. And actually, we have created some good chances. And just a little bit, I suppose, general, if every team scored every chance they created, we'd see score lines of double figures easily. So, we can't be too harsh on the boys. 2-0 is a very good scoreline. Defensively, we played very well, as you can see by these ratings. Offensively, our wingers have played well. You could argue that the strikers and central midfielders haven't particularly contributed all that much to the game today. But, sometimes they won't. Sometimes it's... The thing is, though, as you can see, the whole team plays well. We're not relying on one individual striker to get our goals. It's a whole team performance at the moment, and that's the difference this season to what it was last season. We do, though, win the game. Scarborough 0, Lincoln 2. Still undefeated this season, which is absolutely fantastic. All the players looking delighted with that result as well. Still undefeated, still second in the table, and we're in the FA Cup first round. It is a dream. So next episode is going to be a quick one, to be fair. We've got Basford and Solihull to play in between episodes before we take on either Boreham Wood or Oxford City, and then South Shields afterwards. But that game is a very, very winnable game. Very, very winnable. I'm very excited, and I hope you are too. So join me next time for that game. That's going to be mental. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next time for the FA Cup first round.